What's up, guys? Welcome to a bit of a different video on the channel. This isn't going to be a gameplay. This is going to be me making my Season 7 champion pool and also kind of asking for some help. I need some help with the channel. I know I'm in that consistent recently, and part of the reason is because I just don't know what to do with the channel at the moment. Like, I kind of lost a bit of confidence, and I'm just really struggling to find something that I enjoy making, that I really want to make, that I think you guys are going to want to see. So I don't want to churn out crap on this channel. The whole point of this channel is to put out consistent content that you guys are going to enjoy, learn from as well, is a big aspect of it. And I have to find out a way of doing that into a way that basically just appeals to YouTube more, because YouTube as a system is kind of busted, and educational content doesn't always do as well as just clickbaity other stuff. So first thing, before we get into our champion pool, you can see I've got my document up there already. We're going to get into that in a second, and we're going to make our Season 7 champion pool, explain it, talk about how you guys are going to make one as well, and why you would do it, how it helps you climb. The first thing is I need some help with the general channel. So what I'm going to be basically doing with the channel now, I think, is I want to get better again. I want to stop like doing unranked to diamonds all the time and just kind of like going on Smurf accounts and teaching you guys that way, because that is good for teaching, but it's really suffering, like my play is suffering. I'm not getting better anymore. I'm probably getting worse because I don't play as much, and when I do play, I'm playing surrounded by like gold or platinum players, and because I'm not pushing myself anymore and I'm not surrounded by better players who are forcing me to be good, I'm falling into really bad habits and I'm just not getting as good as I used to be. So that's the first thing. I want to get master tier this season if I can. I want to get high diamond at the very least, and I think I can do that. I just need to play more. I need to narrow down my champion pool, which is partly what this video is for, but I need some help with that. So YouTube comments are pretty bad for filtering stuff and actually reading through stuff. Chains of comments gets lost and I can't follow everything. It's just not possible for me to do it. That's partly why I teamed up with the website called Qutee. You've seen it on my main channel already probably. If you haven't, then I'm going to show you Qutee. But just to be aware, this video particularly is not sponsored, but I am sponsored by them, just to make that very obvious. Basically, the reason this is actually better, I'm going to show you Qutee now. Let's see if I can actually... Sorry, let me minimize this a little bit. So this is Qutee. Obviously it's not going to look as good if I am not as big here, but let's make it full screen. This is Qutee. It's basically like YouTube comments. You can thumbs up or thumbs down thing. This is the page I have set for this one. By the way, the splash art is sick. It's got Nocturne's head on Draven, which is so cool. You can like and dislike the idea of this basically, and then leave comments, and also have polls here. So what the stuff I need to know really are down on the left. This is why I'm using Qutee rather than anything else, is because I can click on champion picks, general stuff, name ideas, new series ideas, or just random stuff that you want to talk about, and I can actually filter it, and I can look through, and one by one I can work out the different parts of the help I need. So the first thing is I'm going to do this new series where I'm going to be trying to get better myself. I'm going to be putting highlights on my main channel. I'm going to be playing the games probably on my second channel. Is that a good idea? Is that not a good idea? Do you want to see that? I need an idea for a name for the series. I don't want to call it Road to Master, because I'm not trying to get to Master right now. I'm just trying to get a lot better at the game again. And Road to improving myself doesn't sound very good, right? So I need some kind of name ideas. If you have any, I would really appreciate the help. Also, this is where it's going to come into it, just what I should be doing with the series, what you want to see. Like, obviously on my main channel, I'm going to be, this can be for my main channel as well. You can give ideas for how I'm going to cut it down and stuff, but primarily on here, like if I'm focusing, I'm going to be talking, I'm not going to be talking as much. So do you want different games than the ones I'm going to highlight where I'll be a bit quieter, where I'm trying to really try hard, or do you actually want to see me do that? Things like this down here with the little poll. What do you actually want to see on the channel? Do you want to see me play my main champions over and over and get really good with them and show you off how good they can be, and you're learning a lot just about the general game and the champion? Or do you want me to play more of a variety where I'm only okay the champions? I want hard carry all the time, because it's just not feasible for me to be playing in diamond and playing literally every single champion. Like, I'm not a professional player. That is a ridiculous ask really. So like I've always wanted to do it on the channel, but it's just not feasible. So I can do it, but I won't be hard carrying every single game, but I can still teach you about the stuff. So this is all things I really need to know, and Qutee is the best way of doing it. When you click the link in the description, you'll come through to the website. It'll pop up saying sign up. It takes 2 seconds, and then you click here. It pops down this little thing. You'll decide what you're talking about, write a little thing in here, blah, 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 and then you'll submit it, and it'll come down, and I'll actually be able to read to it, and I'll be able to reply as well. So that is the first thing out of the way very quickly. I wanted to just basically ask for help with the channel, and Qutee is a really good way of doing it, better than YouTube stuff. So they're not, by the way, they're not paying me for this specific video. Obviously that I'm an ambassador, I do get paid, I am sponsored by them, but this specific thing is just me legit asking you for help, which is the best way on Qutee. But let's get into the Season 7 champion pool. So the first thing we need to do is work out what we're actually good at and what we want to play the most. So my main role is AD carry, and even though AD carries are crap in Season 7 and I'm not enjoying it as much, I think a lot of that is to do with who I'm playing, who is meta, and who I don't enjoy playing as much. So if I get better at the game again and I play AD carry, I should be able to do more. So I kind of have to just put my nose to the grind and do it anyway, even though AD carry kind of sucks. Now I'm just gonna have to work harder to win games, right? So that's the first thing is, do I enjoy AD carry the most? Not really. I enjoy a lot of jungle actually. So what I'm gonna do is probably play AD and jungle as a good mix between the two now. Have those two as my main roles, and I'll be learning jungle. Obviously I'm not as good as AD carry as I am. No wait, I'm not as good at jungle as I am AD carry. I'll be learning, but hopefully it'll be a good experience for you guys to see how I learn jungle, see the improvement over time. And so that's the first thing. So this is the first thing up here. We've got AD carry, jungle, and then these three. We have to include these now because of autofill. You are going to get to play all 5 roles, and there's nothing you can do about it. Last season I just did my 2 roles. Can't really do that anymore because of autofill. You have to have something in the other one. So looking then at AD carry, because this is my main role and I'm more comfortable, I've been playing this for years, these are the champions that I'm going to play this season most likely. Another thing on Qutee, let me know whether you actually enjoy watching these champions or not, because if I'm listing 5 champs so you guys just never want to see, I'm not going to be like tough. I want to make this entertaining for you, so maybe I have to record on the side for the channel as well. I don't know. But Draven I want to learn again properly. I used to be a Draven 1 trick when I was Diamond 1 for a long time. I basically only played Lucian, Graves and Draven. And Draven was pretty much my 90% champion. So I don't play him anymore. I'm not that good at him anymore, but I want to learn him again. And I want to get better at him. I want to play him. I find him really fun. So Ezreal, Draven and Lucian are probably going to be my top 3. Caitlyn and Jhin are going to fall down a little bit and just be my backup ADs as well. So this will be like who I'm going to invest the most time into, who I want to learn the most. Because if I'm learning these champions, it will help me learn the rest of the game much easier. Basically, if I'm like saying, okay, I don't need to focus on where I'm aiming my Ezreal skill shot, or like it just kind of flies out there naturally, which sounds stupid, but it will just happen over time and just press Q and not have to really think about it. That kind of thing with a champion becomes muscle memory and habit, and that's what I want to achieve by playing champions over and over. And then once that happens, the rest of the game I can focus on like positioning, and I can focus on who I'm attacking, what's happening with the rest of the fights, because I'm not worrying about the specific champ I'm playing, right? So that's going to be that part. Jungle, Nocturne, Vi and Hecarim are my 3 best. Nocturne by far is the champion I find the most fun. I honestly think that he is just really fun to play, and I love playing Nocturne. I would love to be known as a Nocturne main, I guess, but we'll see if that happens one day or not. But scrolling down, there are like a lot of other jungle champions that I want to play, but because it's not been my main role, I'm not going to pick loads and be really ambitious and say, yeah, I can play all of these, because realistically, sure, I'm like okay at a lot of different champions. I'm pretty good at Lee Sin. I used to be really good at Lee Sin. I'm sure if I picked him up again, I have hundreds of games on him, I'd pick him up and I'd play him pretty well again, but he's really popular. Like the chances of me getting Lee Sin every game where it's not banned or picked away from me is pretty slim, excuse me. So I'd rather pick something else. Hecarim is banned a lot. Vi is picked a lot as well. Hecarim is like last down here because he's banned or he's picked quite a lot. So he's going to be like my freelo champion at the moment, but we'll have to see. Again, let me know what you think of these 3 picks, and then on to what we want to actually learn. So this is like, it's always really important to have goals when you're trying to learn new champions or just a new role or anything like that. AD carry, I've actually put Draven down. I've got loads of games on all of these 5 AD carries, which is why I want to main them, but Draven is a champion where you have to kind of relearn him for a little bit to get comfortable with him. Obviously, some of it will be fine when I can pick him back up again, but I actually want to learn him properly. I think there's quite high skill ceiling on the champion, which means like, yeah, sometimes he's face roll, but there's a lot of room to display skill, right? That's kind of the point with that anyway. For jungle, it's a bit different because this is obviously a new role. So Evelyn is really good, and you can pretty much play her every game because nobody really plays her, I don't think, that much, but she has really high impact, really high ganker, and pretty decent farm as well. But she's one of like the best playmaking, assassinating junglers, I guess. It's not really like playmaking via team, it's more like assassinating, right? Making plays by killing people. But that's kind of my style is pretty good, and I think that would fit me well, but I don't really play Evelynn. I've never played Evelynn at all, like never played her. So I'm gonna have to learn her properly. Kha'Zix is another one where I'm actually fine on Kha'Zix. I'm pretty decent, but I'm gonna admit that like my team fighting is pretty bad because it's different to most champions. Nocturne, you dive in, Vi, dive in, Lee Sin, dive in, Hecarim, dive in. Kha'Zix, you want to flank, really, and that's a bit of a weird playstyle for me because I'm not used to it. None of my other champions really fit that kind of thing. Also, though, even Kha'Zix kind of go together because they're both flankers, so that would be pretty good, and why I've kind of picked both of them, because in theory, as I learn to flank on Kha'Zix, I'll learn to flank on Evelynn as well, right? The last one is Jarvan. Jarvan has been like my homeboy for, I shouldn't have said that. It has been like one of my favorite champions for a long time. Actually pretty decent right now, and I think you can play him. I don't know if I'm going to play him properly because I want to be competitive. I want to pick the best that I can play, and I want to get really good at certain champions and invest time in. These are champions that I'm thinking, okay, if I invest hundreds of games now, they're still going to be good in a month, in 2 months, in 6 months, in a year, or next year, next season when I'm still climbing. So it's really, I'm looking at this now seriously for the next 2 years or more. This is roughly what my champion pool is going to be like. It sounds pretty crazy and it's probably going to change over time, but in my head, that's how I'm trying to think of it right now, and I'm trying to look at it that way, as if I put hours and hours onto these champions, it's going to pay off for me, right? And then for mid lane, top and support, I actually haven't done these yet, but so anyway, mid lane we have like Lux, for example. That's like I've always been pretty decent at Lux, so I wanted to, I think, play a bit more of her. I'm just gonna actually look at champion.gg. So here we go. This is what's good right now, and you shouldn't necessarily go just by win rates, because obviously this is something you're gonna play for the next year or so, roughly working out champion pool. You don't want to just like pick something where it's really good now, right? But Ari, for example, is a champion I'm good at, and also a champion that is just solid all of the time. The Ziggs, for example, I actually enjoy playing Ziggs, but he's probably going to fall out of the meta pretty soon because he always does, right? I actually don't really want more than 2, I don't think, for my secondary roles, because if I'm picking more than 2, I'm probably overextending myself a little bit. Top lane, we're going to have Yasuo. No, I'm just kidding. Yasuo is actually not that bad. He's actually really good. I'm just really bad at him. And we'll have Nautilus here. I actually would kind of maybe put Naut here as well. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. But defensive supports with Redemption are kind of king, but Nautilus is like the ultimate counter to that, really. So let's just load up support really quickly. This is just a good way of looking down the list, honestly. Blitzcrank's a good playmaker, so maybe Blitzcrank is pretty good hard carry support. If you don't know all of the matchups and stuff like that, it doesn't matter because you basically just hook anyway, right? So in theory, Blitz is pretty good support, but maybe Janna. I'm gonna kill myself. I think actually maybe Blitz as well. Oh man, I really just put Janna on support. I mean, Janna's really good, and I think that she's actually top tier. So I'm a good Janna player as well. I hate playing with her, and she's one of my most hated champions, but I'm still good with her, and if I want to climb, I think actually Janna would be a good thing to play. So this is probably going to be what my champion pool looks like at the moment, I think, this season. It's been a bit of a rambly video. Sorry about me walking off there. I had to turn the cam off because I'm not wearing any trousers right now, but what are you going to do? It's a bit of a rambly video, but I wanted to just make it, one, to update you on everything, and to ask you to go on to Qutee and leave me some feedback. I know it's kind of weird because I am sponsored by them, but genuinely I just think it's the best way for me to get the feedback back. So I'm honestly just asking if you can do that, because it's so much easier for me to filter everything and to actually look and see what you guys think. Vote in the polls, leave a couple of comments, let me know what you think of this champion pool. Let me know what you think about the series especially, and the future of the channel, I guess, because I really want to nail down what I'm going to be doing with it in season 7. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's episode.